Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Jordan Linden is beginning a new career outside of politics. He, of course, is the shamed councillor who had to step down after allegations of inappropriate contact with one young man. It's subsequently come out that police are investigating him over many other young men, and there are rumours of potentially grooming. And therefore he is the subject of much interest by Police Scotland. Indeed, it is such a state of affairs that it was covered up by so many people who knew. And the police are investigating them and basically questioning everybody at the moment. But this goes all the way up, certainly to Peter Murrell. And if it goes up to him, it's probably going up to Nicola Sturgeon. So they'll probably likely be questioned again on what they knew over the cover-up of this abuse by this particular councillor. So it's got all the potential to run and run. There's no end in sight. There's no peace, I think, for Messrs Murrell and Sturgeon if they've got this on top of everything else. And that's not even the least of it. But Jordan Linden, though, he's got a new job. He is a karaoke compere. He's going to encourage people to sing. And the irony is, the one thing he cannot afford to have is people singing like canaries, because the truth will out. Have a look at this article. So, shamed SNP sex pest Jordan Linden starts a new life as karaoke compere as cops quiz 5. The SNP has collapsed in North Lanarkshire after allegations made against Linden, but he is looking to put that behind him by encouraging punters to sing. He does like to put a few punters behind him, though, doesn't he? In fact, SNP has not just collapsed in North Lanarkshire, it no longer exists. There are no SNP councillors in North Lanarkshire. It's not much more fun in South Lanarkshire. I've got a story about South Lanarkshire as well coming out. That's baking at the moment. I might get it out today. It might be tomorrow. I think actually I'll probably put it forward and we'll do it today. But anyway, shamed SNP sex pest Jordan Linden has started his post-politics career as a karaoke compere. And he was forced to step down as leader of North Lanarkshire Council after allegations of sexual harassment were made against him. And now, of course, it's come out subsequently that it isn't just the one case. The one is how they spun it and they said, oh, it's just a bit of inappropriate contact. It was taken out of context, blah, blah, blah. Because they want to minimise the damage or to say, look, it wasn't anything serious, you know. He stood down. We didn't have to fire him or anything like that. And they're hoping it moves on. Only it isn't moving on. And the reason it isn't moving on is it wasn't just one person. More people, maybe half a dozen or so, have come forward to say that he was inappropriate in various different ways with them. And one of them, it seems, was particularly young. And so they're looking at possibly a grooming charge in there. And so it goes to show you exactly the sort of person he is. Now, I find it very odd that someone like that would be employed in a public-facing image. Why would these pubs want to associate themselves with someone who may well be going to jail for these kind of crimes? It seems very odd, doesn't it? Anyway, one claim was that he harassed a teenage SNP member in 2019 at a flat party in Dundee, something he apologised for in his resignation letter when he quit the council. He conceded at the time that he had made the boy feel a sense of discomfort. Yeah, that's the least of it. His actions and alleged actions have led to the SNP meltdown in North Lanarkshire as a rebel group broke away from the main party and saw the Nats lose control of the administration, and it culminated in a disastrous by-election defeat for Hamza Yousaf in Linden's old ward of Bellshill last week. It was fantastic to watch. We enjoyed the result, enjoyed seeing the discomfiture of Hamza Yousaf as he tried to spin it and all that. But it was definitely a humiliation for him. Anyway, police, this is getting what I'm saying, police are now probing further allegations against Linden, and 5 SNP councillors have said to have been spoken to in relation to the claims. The Sunday Mail first revealed allegations against Linden this week, and it reported it was seen working as a karaoke announcer at a Bellshill boozer. He encouraged customers at the new Coach Inn to get up and have a go during the week, One witness told the paper, "I don't think other people or other punters knew his background or much about him really, but I'm sure if they knew he was the old council leader, they'd have been pretty surprised. Yeah, and they'd probably have walked out because they don't want to be spending their time with a guy like this." Linden, who's expected to work more nights in the pub, was spotted on the same day voters handed out brutal verdict on the SNP. Labour's Anne McCrory won Thursday's by-election at the first stage with more than 50% of the vote, which was absolutely humiliating. Didn't even go to the second preference count, which goes to show the massive, and literally massive drop in support for the SNP in North Lanarkshire. It's dead man walking. It really is, as a party. Yesterday, a member of the new Coach House bar staff said Linden was a regular at their karaoke nights and had hosted some in the past. Meanwhile, the Sunday Mail also reports that police have spoken to at least 5 SNP councillors in relation to the allegations against Linden, who maintains his innocence. Well, what else is he going to say? A source said they've been speaking to councillors about what they were aware of and who in the party was close to Linden. When they speak to Tracy Carragher, they'll need to make sure that she doesn't tell the biggest lies. She knew. She covered it up. She undoubtedly covered it up because she would not entertain anyone. And in fact, it was her who, when these people went to her to tell them about Linden, she said they were bringing the party into disrepute and got a couple of them suspended. Well, eventually they all went, you know what, sod this, don't need it. They up sticks and left the party and started a new party. So well done to them for having the courage of their convictions. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, to do what they've done shows that they feel it was the right thing to do. And I've got to say, it was the right thing to do. And there he is, the toucher-upper of young men. And I'm sure that the people who run that pub now will be thinking, maybe not. Maybe we don't want to be associated with a man who may well be going to prison for touching very young people. Possibly. Anyway, I shall round off there and I shall come up. Now, we know the cover-up of this whole situation goes all the way to the top. It goes all the way up to Peter Murrell, at least, if not Nicola Sturgeon. I mean, she's the only one at the top. So, I mean, basically everyone below Murrell, and there's only Nicola Sturgeon above her. I cannot believe that she didn't know either. And, of course, if they've covered this up, then they are guilty after the fact and guilty of perversion of justice. These are both very, very serious crimes. So I think it's no wonder Nicola Sturgeon decided to sod off for a week, because she probably thinks, what am I going to do? I've got the fraud case against me. I've got the possible Jordan Linden case against me. When it all comes out over the COVID inquiry, that could be criminal procedures there. She's got to be worried to hell. But this one will be the one that will destroy her, because, you know, if it's money, it's fine. And if it's COVID, it's fine. But when it's touchy children, oh, that's not fine. That's not fine at all. That's really bad. And that will be the end of her, and possibly the end of the SNP. You couldn't make it up, could you? All because one sad, inadequate little boy couldn't keep his hands off other people. And then they covered it up, rather than doing the right thing, which is, no, right, bang, police involved straight away. We're stepping back. That's your problem, not ours. Disassociate yourself. No. They closed ranks, they circled wagons, and they protected him. And it went all the way up. Jordan Linden could, in order to save his own skin, drop everyone in it. I wouldn't fancy his life chances. Not with the SNP. Anyway, I shall round off there. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you've seen here on the channel, please do hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. If you're gonna sing, sing, but just not for him. And goodbye.